Good morning, traders. Welcome to Monday, the 26th of June. My name is Mark Owen, and this is the morning update from Phoenix Blue. First of all, let's hope you all had a fantastic weekend and you're ready to start the trading week with a bang. What's happening today? Well, in terms of news, a couple of bits. We've got core durable goods coming out at 1:30 from the US. And then at 6:30 p.m., we've got Mario Draghi making the opening speech at the European Central Bank Forum in Portugal. And then we've got a few days of the central bank governors and presidents making speeches regarding central banking. So expect some volatility throughout that period. Now, we're going to look at live charts today. We're just going to go into the charts in a second, but the other bit of news that could be quite interesting today is that the DUP have their meeting with Prime Minister Theresa May in regards to completing a deal for the hung parliament. Now, the question is, there's a lot that actually goes in hand with this because we've got the Queen's speech this week as well. So something needs to be done, and the question is, at what extent is a deal going to cost the Tories or the UK or Britain, I should say, in terms of, is it going to be favourable to Northern Ireland? Is it going to be favourable to England? Is it going to mean for a harder Brexit, a softer Brexit? Well, this is what we're going to have to wait and see. We can't guess and we can't forecast this. This is something that we're going to have to sit on the sidelines and wait for announcements and wait for the markets to tell us whether it's favorable or not for market conditions. So trading sterling right now could be pretty tricky. So I just want you to bear that in mind when you're looking at any particular sterling pairs. We've also, over the next day or two, we've got Mark Carney speaking in regards to the stability of the UK. So on the back of that, this probably could be a week to stay away from trading pound pairs if you're a new trader, inexperienced trader, or maybe someone that's not actually even getting consistent results, but you may have been trading for a while. One thing you've got to do is make sure you are trading with risk management. Okay, guys, we're going to switch over to live charts now. Okay, so we're going to take a look at dollar CAD now. So this is the weekly chart, and you'll see we've got respect to this lower trend line here forming a long-term channel, and it's operated within this now for quite a period of time. So what we were doing is we're looking for trading opportunities based on price touching this support level, and we'd envisage that the market is going to push up somewhere into this area, at least sort of the 134.60s, 135s. So we'll be looking to take first profit off in that area. Now, if we get a weekly bullish candle here closing somewhere in the midpoint of this previous weekly candle here, this big black one, this will be a morning star pattern, which is a bullish candle formation, which would then look to confirm a move to the upside. So this is what we'd be looking for in this instance. And over here, this three candlestick pattern here, that's your evening star, and you can see that that's a bearish candlestick formation, those three candles. This one closes in the lower half of this bullish candle here and comes down to touch the reverse or lower trend line. So this will be something that I'll be watching, and if we get this bullish formation, then obviously we can look for extended targets. So that's dollar CAD. We're going to flip over to the euro now. Let's come to the daily chart. Something that's of interest here is this particular level through here, which is around the 1.11, sorry, 08. Now we've got a little bit of a shaky head and shoulders forming. Now at this point through here, I mean, I've taken all analysis off so you can sort of have a look, and at this point here the commercials from the COP report were at extreme all-time highs with their number of short contracts. Now last week this did change. Throughout all FX markets, the commercials reduced their position sizing heavily, and that follows the FOMC. So I'm not sure what the rationale for that is. So maybe we just sit on the sidelines and we see how the markets adapt this week and we wait for the new data coming out next week on Friday, or this week Friday I should say. But if we get a break and close below this level here, then we can probably envisage that at least this big gap here, this will get closed, and then we can look for the next sort of move on. Seasonality, we generally see a peak through June, and then we'd see a retracement, so everything's sort of pointing towards the short side. Another chart of interest is Kiwi. We've got a couple of positions running here with a third one waiting to trigger. This one, what we've got here is we've got a weekly chart, top of weekly channel. The grey zone is actually a COT area that I've marked off. We've got the commercials heavily short this market. We've also seen a huge reduction from the speculators, and an increase in short contracts from the commercials. So we're looking at this market now anywhere sort of through to this sort of area. 50% retracement of this last move up would be a substantial return, and if we can make it down to extended targets, the bottom of the channel, then that'd be fabulous as well. So New Zealand is right up on there at the minute for me to look for potential shorting opportunities, or look at it on an intraday basis. Now we can see a rejection 2 weeks ago on the weekly candle, the body closing back within the channel, and then last week we got this hammer formation. So it's a bullish candle, but if we look at the wick coming down, the wick indicates that sellers came into the market at some point. So this third position down here, any sort of close or movement below this low will indicate bearish momentum and bearish signal for this particular chart. And if this is a weekly, intraday traders should be able to take an absolute milking all the way down. So watch Kiwi very closely. Dollar Swiss, again, this is another chart of interest. You can see that the dollar is potentially building up momentum, and we know that the dollar index is sat on support. And if you don't know that, go back, watch all our videos last week, and fill yourself and remind yourself what we talk about when we look at the dollar index and how we correlate levels with particular markets. So again, we've got another channel forming, and we've got another sort of inverted head and shoulders forming, this being the left shoulder head, potential right shoulder forming. We've got some bullish momentum. So what we need to see now is we need to see a break of this trend line, a break of the neckline, and then we'll probably see a return of dollar strength. Whether we get to the top of the channel or not, we don't know, but we would definitely expect to see some sort of momentum into the mid-range of that channel at least. Let's take a look at sterling. So I'm just going to bring that onto the daily chart. Now I've taken all my analysis off just to keep it a clean chart, so you can see in simple terms what we're looking at. If we focus on just the recent cycles, because this is the most important, yeah, we can see we've got the cycles getting lower. So we've got lower highs, lower lows, the basics of a downtrend. Very, very simple. One thing I would look at is current levels. This area here is definitely going to be of some kind of interest. So depending when we put on our fibs, I do them back to front to most education houses out there. They give you the same readings, but what we see is it comes into the 61.8, and if you draw it traditional way, it'll come into the 38.2. There's no difference. It's just a way I was taught. So what we look at is here, this structure zone coming in. We see now that potentially this market could come back down, test this area, because the momentum is to the downside. The question is now, is it going to break through this level or not? We don't know. So let's just wait and see what happens here. Intraday traders or end of day traders, let's see what happens with this candle. Remember, sterling, a lot of news this week, but if you're a pure technical trader, then you're probably going to avoid listening to the news too much, and your bias should remain short in the short term for this particular market, and then see what happens when we get down here. There's definitely reward to take this market to the short side based off a daily candle. One market I'm going to flick to, let's just see where I've got it on here, just because it's had a big move this morning, is gold. Now, I want to show you, if I was looking at this market and our analysis that I sent out this weekend to all our traders and subscribers to the Investor Insight Pack, was that yes, we sold the market up here and we got a nice return out of it, and then we got stopped on this retracement back up here. Ultimately, our target was down towards the bottom of this trend line. Some people asked me if I was going long, and short term, I said there may well be long opportunities, but I've been staying out of the market because I'm going to wait until we see the market come into this zone here. You know, when it comes down into the trend line, then I'll be looking for long opportunities, providing I get our signals and the way that we execute our trades. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for charts today. If you've got any questions about the analysis today, I've kept it very, very simple. If you would like to attend any one of our meetups or free seminars, the meetups are generally just a conversation. It's to meet like-minded traders. We will be creating novice meetups and experienced meetups because there's no point integrating everyone on the same day. Conversations will get a little bit lost, but it would be great to meet a lot of new people out there. And it's just a place for you to share ideas because trading at home is very, very lonely. So if you're interested in the meetups, make sure that you drop us an email to info@phoenixblue.co.uk, and we'll get you booked in for the next meetup. They usually last a couple of hours, something like that. If you want to bring your laptops, questions about macroeconomics, about interest rates, commitment of traders, you name it, any questions you want, bring them along and we'll be happy to answer. Okay, guys, so that's it from Phoenix Blue today in the morning update, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow.